Assalamu alaikum, I am Zagham Abbas and today we will study the calculation criteria of band scores in Ielts. Alrighty, if you are performing excellent or you are not performing well, you are not declared a passed or failed candidate in Ielts. You are given band scores. Alright, first of all we will talk about the band scores in listening. Right, if there are 40 questions in listening, and if you have solved 39 or 40 questions, your score is 9, and if you have solved 38 or 37 questions, your score is 8.5 bands, right? And if you have solved 35 to 36 correct answers, your score is 8. And similarly, this chart is in front of you, and if you have solved 11 to 12 correct answers, your band score is 4. And if you have solved 13 or 15 correct answers, your band score is 4.5. Similarly, for gaining 5 band score, you have to solve 16 to 17 correct answers, and to gain 6 you have to solve 23 to 25 correct answers, and for 6.5 you have to solve 26 to 29 correct answers. And similarly, for gaining 7 band scores, you have to solve 30 to 31 correct answers, and for 7.5 you have to correct 32 to 34 correct answers. And when we move towards the band scores in reading, so the criteria is different for Ielts academic and Ielts general, right? And there are again 40 questions in reading test, and if you have solved 39 or 40 correct answers, your band score is 9, and for 37 to 38 it is 8.5, and for 35 to 36 answers it is 8. And similarly, the chart is in front of you, right? And if we move towards the reading band scores in Ielts general, so criteria is slightly different. Here, if you gain 39, you are given 9 bands in Ielts academic, but if you solve 39 in Ielts general, you are given 8.5, right? So here is the chart for Ielts general. So in Ielts general, for 40 correct answer you are given 9 band scores, for 39 you are given 8.5, for 37 to 38 you are given 8, and if you solve 36 correct answer, your score is 7.5, right? And if we study it completely, so we can see that there is only a slight difference between the scoring criteria of Ielts general and Ielts academic, alright? And for example, for 6.5 in Ielts academic, you have to solve 27 to 39 correct answers. On the other hand, you have to solve 32 to 33 correct answers to gain 6.5 in Ielts general, right? And only there is a slight difference, right? So this is the criteria of calculation of your band scores in Ielts listening test and Ielts reading test, right? So after that, let us move towards the calculation criteria of band scores in writing and speaking tests. And when we move towards the assessment criteria of speaking test, there are 4 things in your speaking test. First, number 1, fluency, then lexical resource, then grammar range and accuracy, then pronunciation. So in fluency, it means the flow of your speaking. So you have to talk at length. You must not hesitate. You must not give long pauses. You must fill the gaps with linking words. For example, first of all, and after that, likewise, similarly. I have delivered a separate lecture on linking words. They are called fillers. They fill the gaps. Without pauses and hesitation, use linking words, right? Easy to be understood. Your words and your information must be easy for the listener. Talk without self-correction. Don't self-correct yourself time and again. What you are speaking, you must speak in a flow, right? And after that, lexical resource. What type of words you are using? Lexical means words. Use a variety of words and phrases. Write it. You must not show a sort of monotony. You must use a variety of words. For example, if you are speaking on love, first you will say, you use the word love, then you will use affection, then you will use intimacy, and so on. Use collocations. Collocations means a group of words which often go together. For example, fast food, easy book, excellent teacher. Use less common vocabulary, right? There must be a standard of vocabulary when you are speaking, right? Avoid errors. And in grammar, use a range of sentences. You must use both active voice and passive voice sentences, and direct and indirect sentences if they are needed. And pronunciation, intonation. There must be a rise and fall in your speaking. For example, if he is asking, which is your favorite book? You will say, oh yes, my favorite book is Holy Quran. So there must be a rise and fall in your speaking that gain the attention. Accurate pronunciation. Your pronunciation must be accurate, easy to be understood, right? Accent does not affect understanding. You must not copy that British and that American accent 100%ly, right? Accent does not affect understanding. You must be natural in your flow and pronunciation. And when we talk about the assessment criteria of band scores in Ielts writing test, again there are 5 things in task 1, task 2, and then coherency and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammar range and variety. So in task 1, a graph is usually given to you. You have to present that information and data in your own words. In task 1, accurate information. The information that is given on the map or in that chart, you must express that information. You must describe that chart with accurate information. You must give a good overview of that graph. Key features with detail and examples and data, right? So you have to discuss all the details which are given there with that information that is needed with those features on the chart. So in task number 2, you usually have to write an essay. Address your questions. You must focus what you are being asked. Discuss main points, justify your position or stance with conclusion. You take a position when you're going to write an essay. So you have to justify your position with examples. You have to justify your position with the figures and facts, and your conclusion must be authentic and convincing. And there must be a coherence and cohesion in your writing. Your ideas, your sentences must be well connected. Organize your data, your information, and then you must discuss one idea in one paragraph, right? I have already delivered a separate lecture on paragraph writing. Use linking words. Again, use linking words to create a connection. Firstly, secondly, after that, right? And lexical resource. When you're writing, what sort of vocabulary you must use a variety of words. You must not use the same words time and again. You must not repeat your words. There must be a variety in your words. Use collocations. Again, use those words which are used in groups. For example, fast food, easy book, best friend, right? So when you are talking about a friend, you must say he's my best friend. So best friend, these are two words which often go together. This combination of two words which often go together is called collocation. Correct use of spelling. Your spelling must be accurate. If your spelling is not accurate, you are considered an illiterate person. Avoid errors and grammar range and accuracy. Use a variety of sentences, both active voice and passive voice, direct and indirect, and use a variety of tenses as well. And you must use your punctuation. You must know where you have to put the full stop, where you have to use the comma and semicolon, and so on. So on the basis of coherence, cohesion, lexical resource and grammar, your writing test is assessed. Write it. And when we talk about speaking, on the basis of fluency, lexical resource, grammar and pronunciation, you are judged in the test. This is the criteria of band scores. Your score is judged on the basis of fluency, lexical resource, grammar range and pronunciation. So I hope you people have understood the assessment criteria in band scores of Ielts. So let us move towards the final calculation in Ielts test. And if you are gaining 9 bands, you are considered an expert user of English because you use your words and sentences accurately, both in speaking and writing, and full understanding of language. And for 8 very good user, rare errors हैं and can use complex sentences easily. And who can gain 7, he is a good user, and there is occasional errors in his language. He uses complex sentences in most of the situations. And if you gain 6 bands, you are considered a competent user. Some errors and use complex language required in familiar situations. He can use complex language where it is required, not all the time. And if you gain 5 band, you are considered a modest user. There are frequent errors, right? Difficulty in using complex sentences. He cannot use complex sentences easily. And what is the criteria of overall calculation? For example, if you have gained 8 bands in listening, 7.5 bands in reading, and 7 bands in writing, and 7.5 in speaking. So we have to add all the bands, and they are 31. And 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to divide 31 by 4, and it is almost 7.5 bands. This is the final criteria of calculation. So I hope you people have understood the criteria of calculation of your band scores in Ielts, in listening, speaking, reading and writing. And if you have any question regarding the assessment criteria, you are most welcome in the comment section. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.